innovative and comfortable products to enhance the experience of diving for our customers. We take pride in our cutting-edge and stylish designs, providing a sleek yet professional look whether you're in or out of the water. From wetsuits to fins, masks to equalization tools, Double K has all the freediving accessories you will need. Fall in love with your diving with Double K.
Atmos, inspired by the ocean. Location, speed, direction, altitude, atmosphere. Mission 2 is more than a watch. It follows you wherever you go. On the journey to ageless energy. We won't fear the unknown challenges. We won't hold back our curiosity. Your pulse, your tracks, your wake, the direction and achievement in your life. Distance and breath, merging with the ocean flow, our sweat cleansed in the currents. The world gets darker as we descend deeper. But your light will shine through the depth. A variety of color options. Each Mission 2 embodies your personality.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to day 5 of the 29th AIDA Depth World Championships here in Roatan, Honduras. Today we are going to be doing constant weight no fins for the women. My name is Brandon Reed. I am a freediving instructor, a breath training coach, and I will be guiding us all along on today's amazing and fantastic dives. As always, our weather report first. Beautiful, as always. It actually rained a bit last night with a big thunderstorm, and we're back to being beautiful, sunny, gentle clouds in the sky, no surface movement at all, a gentle breeze, water is around 28 degrees, visibility again, basically perfect, 30 plus, no thermoclines. Yeah, what more do you need? No current? Perfect diving conditions. We're going to have some awesome dives coming up for you guys today. Taking a look, in the beginning, we have all of our beautiful, fantastic divers. Şahika Ercümen of Turkey, attempting a national record. Mariana Gillespie, another record. Fatima, of course, and Agata Zaleska. 4 national records, and I believe we have one more later on in the day. Let's see. So, looks like Bridget Banegas is also attempting a national record. Both Bridget and Mariana are both representing France. Mariana has announced 62 meters, and Bridget has announced 61. So, Bridget may have the opportunity to hold the national record for a few minutes, or maybe longer, depending on what happens today. Cool. So for those that do not know, CNF, or constant weight no fins, is a discipline by which you Very basic way of explaining it is you do a modified breaststroke down in the water and then back up again. You cannot touch the line as we saw yesterday in free immersion. You do not use fins like we've seen in constant weight bifins. It is purely your own strength and power that gets you down and gets you back. First up, we have Natalie Rudman of South Africa. She's attempting a 53-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Quickly shuffling some notes around here. So far during this comp, Natalie has received 2 white cards, 2 national and 2 continental records. Her constant weight bifins dive was 72 meters and was a continental record, and then her free immersion dive to 71 was also a white card and continental record. Okay, here we can see the constant weight no fins technique. Very similar kicking to what you would see in breaststroke. One of the differences is that in breaststroke you generally want to keep your knees in front of your body, whereas in no fins you want to kick your heels more towards your butt and back behind you. We see Natalie doing something fairly common that we'll see in a few divers, or in some of our divers, where you stop doing your arm pulls and you continue kicking as you go deeper and deeper. With constant weight no fins, one of the things that we're always looking to try and do is to reduce drag on the body. Something that happens and causes a lot of drag on the body is when you reload your arms, which we'll see more on the way back up.
Touchdown, coming up. 50
okay.
Up.
So we're seeing once again, in the arms, we're looking for a bit of an hourglass shape with movement. Going out and then back in again, and then back out again. See, one of the things that we can notice if we look very closely at her hands is that her fingers are slightly separated. You would think that that would allow the water to move through and be less efficient, but actually the hand is moving through the water more quickly than the water can move through the fingers. So you're actually able to catch even more water with slightly separated fingers. You can also see as she kicks, at the bottom of the kick, she points the toes. This helps keep the streamline all the way through. She rides the positive buoyancy to the surface. Diver needs to complete their surface protocol within 15 seconds of surfacing. Surface protocol being removing any facial equipment, giving the OK sign on your fingers, and then saying I'm okay verbally towards the judges. Very nice dive by Natalie. Should see a white card here. Perfect. First dive of the day. White card. Very nicely done. She was telling me on the boat over earlier this morning that CNF is one of the disciplines that she sort of had to sacrifice time training on to train for all the other disciplines. She's going for, as I said, she's gotten 2 continental records so far during this comp, and plans, I believe, to go for one more with the constant weight dive. Current record for South Africa is set at 76 meters by Talia Davidoff. And current constant weight no fins record is set by Talia excuse me, as well at 55 meters. So we were 2 meters short today, but that is totally okay. Let's take a moment to thank all of our sponsors, Atmos, Double K, and the Paradise Beach Hotel and the Mayan Princess Resort. Huge thank you to you guys and all of our other event sponsors. We really appreciate all of the help that you provide. Really makes the event go much more smoothly with your support, so thank you. Take this time to remind you guys that I am in the WhatsApp group. Sorry, not WhatsApp group. I am in the YouTube group, YouTube chat. If you guys have any questions, please do feel free to post them in the group. And I am very happy to answer them as they come up. In a moment, I'll be joined by Natalie. No? Okay. We'll give her a little bit of time to rest after her dive. Let's see. Unja. Yes, it does look very easy for her. I know she's done a lot of training in it, and even though she didn't spend a lot of time preparing for CNF for this event and this competition, I know she does train quite hard with everything that she does. Up next is Enchante Gallardo of the US. Enchante has also had quite a massive competition so far. Also has set 2 new continental records. For constant weight bifins, she set a new one at 88 meters. And for free immersion, 2 days ago, she set a continental record at 90 meters. She's coming strong off of vertical blue, where she set 2 continental records there as well, both in constant weight bifins and in free immersion. And she also holds the current record for women at constant weight with 87 meters.
Hi.
Hello, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Congratulations, good.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks so much.
It was a beautiful dive. Great way to start off the comp.
Yeah, it felt good. I had contractions halfway down.
Whoa.
Because I was I haven't been training. I only started training 3 weeks ago because I've been teaching up until the time since I got back from South Africa. So I didn't really have time to do all the disciplines. So it was a PB for me. My PB before was 50.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's always a bit nerve-wracking to make a PB in comp, but I went okay.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
feeling good.
Are you one of those kind of people that are more likely to set PBs at competitions, or more likely to, like, do you rise to the occasion, or do you find it more nerve-wracking to set a...
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to have done the depth before, like at least once, just knowing, for the mind, it's a lot better. But sometimes, I'll do the PBs, and I can definitely feel the difference, like the nerves before, compared to if I've done the dive before. But I don't mind, like in competition, I might, it depends what I'm going for. Yeah, I might make PBs, or I might do something that I know,
Sure.
I've done before.
Go for it, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Cool.
Enchante?
Yeah, Enchante is up next. She's attempting a 54-meter dive, which is, I believe, well within what she's capable of doing.
She did 53 and baby. It looks super good.
Yeah.
So I think she's staying conservative because she's strong.
Yeah.
Strong girl.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I know she's going to do constant weight again on the last day.
Yeah.
So
we might be saving herself for that.
Exactly, yeah.
And she doesn't have a monofin, so she does constant weight with the bifins.
Ah, okay.
So she's, she's working a bit harder than the rest of us, I think.
Sure, yeah. Ooh, can you explain why divers hold on to the line with their toes? I've seen that quite a bit.
Probably just for balance, like we don't have fins on and she's staying upright. So unless she's sitting on the noodle.
She's sitting on a
the
noodle.
Yeah. So just to help to keep her centered. When you're holding onto the line there at the start, sometimes you tend to like float around and get a bit disorientated. So it's nice to like stay centered in one place.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a beautiful day. The water is super calm.
So calm up on the surface.
There's no chop.
Yeah, none. Barely any surface movement at all. Only from passing boats, really.
Yeah. And again, we get that wake. So how you liking Roatan?
Oh, it's amazing.
Is it your first time here?
It is my first time here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. It's beautiful. The weather is perfect. The dive conditions are perfect. I've been jumping in the water during the break and putting a mask on and just like kind of floating there.
Yeah.
And
it's so blue.
It's so blue and so clear.
Yeah. We've had a couple of times like visitors. We've had twice.
From USA. 54
It's
meters,
Shante.
dive time 230, 230.
Pulling quite hard in the beginning to get through that positive buoyancy at the surface. We should see as she gets down, maybe 25, that frequency start to slow down.
20, down.
Yeah, here we go.
30 seconds. 30, down. 45 seconds.
When do you decide to start
40,
switching from
down.
arm pull and kick to just kick?
Around 20, around when I take the mouthful.
Okay.
Because that's when I really want to relax my upper body the most. And today it took a while because the contractions started early. So I thought about
50,
pulling again, but I just kept with the kicks. Just really, really focusing on my chest and trying to relax there.
Touchdown.
Sure.
Super quick.
Whoop. Super quick.
Coming up.
Actually, I think I may have seen her have a contraction on the way down as well.
Well, I just felt her neck weight this morning and it's quite
50
big.
up.
Is it? Okay.
But she's looking strong coming up, so that's cool.
Yeah, she's such a strong diver, such a strong competitor. I mean, I've said this a few times now, but she's always training in some way.
Yeah.
I visited her in Hawaii, and
40, up.
every day she was like, "I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go for a run.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go for a dive." And just like, I mean, she's
so much energy.
so much energy.
And she's got 2 kids, like.
Yeah,
30 up.
Santi
Like,
Kaimani.
Diver with
Amazing.
safety.
Yeah, big love to all of them watching at home.
Hawaii.
Hope you guys are doing well.
$20 up.
So she should start to become a bit positive buoyant back soon. Yeah.
Legs look a little tired, but I mean, mine would be as well.
Yeah. Nice.
Turning to face the judges, nice and clean, easy dive.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely could have announced a lot more. I think
Yeah.
with CNF, you kind of leave it to the last because you don't have to focus so much on EQ.
Right.
You know, it's better to kind of adapt to the depth and focus on EQ with the other disciplines. So a lot of divers, I feel, in CNF announce very conservative. Whereas they could do a lot more.
Definitely. Yeah, the current U.S. record is set at 67 by Ashley Chapman.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure Enchante is going for the podium at this event. And so putting up numbers in each discipline is an important piece of that. But then also making sure that you prioritize which disciplines you really are going to push hard in versus in D&D we sort of call it a dump stat, which is one of the statistics that you have with your character that you put the least amount of points into.
Okay. This is the dump stat.
This is the dump stat.
Oh yeah. So I was saying, sometimes in the blue we get we've had pelagics come through. So we had like a manta ray or a mabula. We weren't quite sure. We couldn't identify it, but it swam past on the line. We've had a couple of times silky sharks. Who are a lot more curious, and they've hung around for a bit. I was actually safetying Walid's dive, and while Walid was coming up, a shark was coming up with them.
That's right, I heard about that.
Yeah. It doesn't happen often, but it's really nice when it happens, because obviously in South Africa we get so much more.
Right.
And I kind of miss that element of being here, but now and again it's nice to get that visitor come through.
No, totally. And I'm all about the big marine life.
Yeah.
And like you said, diving in South Africa, you've got seals on pretty much every single dive.
So much
All the shy sharks, the pajama sharks, octopus everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's out looking for that octopus now.
I know, that
or
one.
the kid at least.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, amazing.
Amazing.
Cool.
Shinty should be here soon.
Cool.
So
You're going to run away?
I'm going to run away.
Okay, cool. Anybody you want to thank or say hi to at home?
Yeah, just shout out to everyone again. Dad, if you're watching. Jack, Sam, Melissa, other Sam, everyone at home. And then the crew from the school, Ricky and Rafa and Mark and Esteban. Thanks for your support.
Yeah, big shout out to Roatan Freediving for all of their support and help. Cool. Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you. See you later.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Oh, okay. Cool. Isn't she great? I love Natalie. Okay, up next we have Yukine Toshinaga of Japan. She's going to be attempting a 55-meter CNF dive. She is one of our 2 Japanese competitors here at this competition. See the safety lanyard there attached. Safety lanyard is what all divers use when diving deep on a line to make sure that we are attached, we don't float away from the line, especially in situations where there's more current or there's more movement both on top of the water and in the water. You can sort of have the potential to be blown off of the line. If you go back to look at the Cyprus Depth World Championship for the women's day, I believe also day 5, you will see that we had a rough day that day. Specifically, you can look for Lily Crespi and her dive, where she was basically swimming like Superman, trying to swim back to the line rather than swimming up the line. So, because of that, we dive with safety lanyards to keep us close to the line, on the line, and not floating away from it. That can be incredibly dangerous to dive without one, especially when you are diving into waters that you can't see the depth or the diver that you're safetying. Natalie is on Instagram at freedive_yoga_Caribbean. So if you're interested in following her, please do go and check her out there. Make sure you're following all of our freedivers on their Instagram and social media accounts. It really helps them with being more attractive to sponsors. It also is fun for them to see all of you amazing people following them. A lot of these divers are around the world doing amazing things, teaching courses, leading workshops, running competitions, and if you're following all of them, you have your finger on the pulse of the freediving community and its best divers. While we're talking about Instagram, please do make sure you're following AIDA Freediving on Instagram. Make sure you're following myself at Brandon Freediver on Instagram. Yeah, cool.
1 minute.
We're seeing our divers take time breathing and getting ready on the line. Divers are given 5 minutes on the line before they can begin their dive and their official top. A lot of divers during this time will use this to relax. They will think about someone that they love, a fun, relaxing experience that they've had. They will visualize. They will do what's called a body scan, where they scan their body for any tension very slowly, very intentionally. And the goal during this time is not to try and hyperventilate. That's exactly what we don't want to do. What we want to do instead is relax. We want to slow down the heart rate, and we want to feel as comfortable as possible. Okay, Yukine is down.
Yukine Toshinaga from Japan. Depth 55 meters. Dive time 2 minutes 22 seconds.
Her personal best in this discipline is 54 meters, so she is pushing her personal best by 1 meter. And I believe Yukine is more of a specialist in
20
CNF.
down.
Yukine and her teammate Ayumi have sort of been switching back and forth on the disciplines. So Yukine is diving today. I
30
suspect that
down.
Ayumi will be diving tomorrow. Both of them are wearing the Minion swimsuits that Yukine has designed herself.
40 down.
I was able to catch a picture of them in their suits earlier. And I think before the competition is done, I'm going to try and get them to take a photo underwater with the dive eye, as the dive eye in some ways looks like a Minion as well. Ooh, so we have an early turn here. That is A-okay. There are many reasons for a diver to turn early. Sometimes they're just not feeling well. Other times they may have lost their mouth fill and they're no longer able to equalize. Sometimes they're just not feeling it.
30 up.
And as I always say, whatever the reason is that you turn, that is the correct reason at that time. It's always better to do an early turn and dive the next day than it is to try and push and risk injury. Here we have a really great view of the technique once again. Pointed toes, nice big arm movements going out and then back in again.
Dive and approaching.
Yukine and Ayumi always have the biggest smiles on their faces. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
Congratulations on your dive.
Thank you.
Yeah. We just watched Yukine come up. She did an early turn, but still the biggest smile in the competition.
Oh, she still looks happy.
Yeah.
I think it's good when, even though people do early turns, when they come up and they're still happy and have this positive attitude about it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I was just saying there's so many reasons to early turn, and you know, you can still have an early turn and still have a really nice dive.
Yeah,
it can still
absolutely.
feel beautiful. It can be fun. You know, diving at a world championship is fun.
It is. I mean, it can be, there's pressure, but it can be fun as well.
Exactly. Exactly.
I feel like every time I see her around, she's always got this big smile on her face.
Always. Perpetually.
Yes.
I mean, her
and
smile
smiling
muscles.
It's contagious too.
It is, yeah, completely. Yeah, I always cannot help but just smile back.
Yeah,
The biggest,
exactly.
cheesiest grin on my face whenever I see her. Cool. Awesome. Tell me a bit about your dive.
Oh, it was exciting. I was just trying to figure out my weight. Actually, not right before my dive, but this morning, because the last time I did no fins, I actually borrowed Fatima's neck weight.
Okay.
And then she decided to take out some weight from her neck weight, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just use my own. And when I went to do a buoyancy check, I was a little more buoyant than I had initially planned or liked to be, but it was a work on the way down, but coming up was really nice.
Okay, yeah. No, I definitely saw you were working quite hard on the way on the way down.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, okay.
I was swimming a lot, but I was able to float up sooner on the way up, so it was really nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. Were you experiencing contractions on the way down?
A few contractions.
Okay, I thought I saw one or two.
Yeah, I always have contractions on the way down.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, actually.
That's nuts. Okay.
Maybe like a couple, but they're not usually too bad where they affect me. So.
Right. Cool. Awesome.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm having a fantastic day. Conditions are beautiful.
It's beautiful today. The water was so nice and flat.
Yeah, it was probably the best conditions we've had so far.
Oh, okay.
And that's saying something, because the other days have been beautiful and fantastic too.
It has been beautiful and fantastic, but a little windier at the surface.
Yeah, that's true.
But the nice thing is there isn't, I haven't noticed really any current, so.
None.
That's huge.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Oh, cool. Question for you.
Okay.
What is next?
Next
with freediving competitions. What's your plan?
Actually, I plan to go to Cash World Championships in Cash, Turkey.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Beautiful.
I think there's going to be a lot of people there. There's a huge U.S. presence, and especially a lot of people coming from Hawaii. So that's really exciting.
Yeah. Milton will be there.
Yes, Milton.
Yeah.
Kristen and Dan.
Kristen and Dan will be there.
Tori, Alice Simmons.
Okay.
Alex Linus is actually going to be there as well. And a lot of other people that I've seen at other competitions, or
amazing.
At VB, and some people from here as well.
Awesome.
Fatima.
Yeah, of course. Talia, I think, will be there as well.
Yes.
That'll be really cool.
Cash is great. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's such a beautiful place to dive, and the setup there is fantastic as well.
Oh, it is, and the food is amazing, and it's pretty cheap, and it's just a really cute town.
It is. It's such a a little I don't know. I always, when I think of Cash, I think of that opening scene in The Beauty and the Beast of
where
Belle,
she's dancing around the little village.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, without the musical.
Without the musical and without the beast in the tower up in the hills.
No beast.
No beast, unfortunately. So up next we have Jennifer Venland, who's going to be diving. She has announced 59 meters.
Oh, wow. Nice. She's a very strong diver.
Such a strong diver. Let's see, she did 92 on the constant weight bifins day.
And she looks really strong on the surface. She had a really nice dive, beautiful technique. It's nice to see a lot of strong women here at this competition.
Absolutely.
I feel like the women are really making a presence this year.
Absolutely, and I'm super here for it.
Yeah, me too.
It's fantastic.
It's inspiring.
It really is, yeah. Okay. So when you are training constant weight no fins, what are the primary things that you are thinking about with your training?
That's really funny because I don't really train constant weight no fins very, very much. So I'll typically throw in a dive here or there, just to kind of
keep yourself fresh on it.
Keep up. Actually, I was doing a few no fins dives in VB during training, and Fatima and Ben were actually helping me with my technique because my technique was not the best. It still needs work, but
that's the thing with
that's part of it.
Well, that's the thing with all disciplines, but I think especially with constant weight no fins, it's such a technical discipline.
Absolutely. I think even the smallest things make more of a difference on constant weight no fins, like weighting, for example, technique.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not one of those dives that you can just go and...
You can't just throw on a pair of fins and blast through.
Typically wing it, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really, the best people in the world with no fins specialize in it, and they spend a lot of time on it and a lot of effort, a lot of reviewing of their dives, of their footage.
Absolutely. It's good to watch your dives and watch other people who do no fins and watch their dives and their technique. But I know people who train no fins, they do a lot of pool
Yeah,
work, where they just work on either their strokes or just their kicks to kind of perfect that.
Yeah, and that's a really good way of training technique, is that you know when you're diving depth, you're limited to the number of dives that you can do in a day because of the pressure and the gases going into the blood. But with pool, you can train as long as you have energy.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly. You can train as long as you have energy, and when you're training, like for example, kicking or even strokes, you don't always have to be doing a breath hold while doing that either.
Right, that's true.
So, I mean, it's obviously better, but
sure. I mean, then you're training multiple things rather than just the one. But in periodization, we always talk about how there should be one specific thing that you're training in a training session. But it's good to mix things up too. Don't get bored that way. Here she goes.
Jennifer Wendland.
Beautiful duck dive there.
she does have.
59 meters. Dive time.
She has a nice
235.
technique.
Yeah.
235.
And she's quite tall, and so
Yeah.
she has very long movements, which definitely help to catch more water. I mean, with constant weight no fins, what you're trying to do is catch as much water as you possibly can throughout the
20
arm pull,
down.
and then also with the legs and the kick. Because the more water you can catch, the more propulsion that you get. So if you've got really long
30
arms,
down.
you're catching more water.
Doing a few extra strokes.
45 seconds.
Maybe the final arm pull.
40 down.
You see her slipping her thumbs into straps
50
around her
down.
legs. And a lot of divers will wear these straps to sort of be able to keep their thumbs in and keep their hands tucked in without having to activate the muscles in their arms
Touchdown.
to conserve a little
Coming
more
up.
oxygen. There we saw her look on the striped area to make sure that she wasn't pulling outside of it.
Yeah.
You will
50 up.
be disqualified if you pull outside of that line.
Yeah.
130.
So good on her to make sure that she is
You don't want to take that chance.
don't want to take that chance.
40 up. Diver with safety.
She looks good.
Yeah, looking great.
$30 up.
She's got a nice pace.
Yeah. Definitely keeping with the rhythm.
20 up.
Looking up a little bit.
Probably seeing how far she is from the surface.
Yeah.
Diver approaching.
Taking off her nose clip. You can talk about that in a second. Yeah. Great.
She looks good.
Looking very good.
Yeah, it's kind of nice when you get close to the surface and you're positively buoyant. You know, you can just float that
Just
last
float up to the
swing.
top. It's so nice. That's my favorite part of the dive.
She just throws the tag. She's like, yes.
Don't need this. Take your
There you
tag
go.
back.
Oh, there she is.
Oh,
National record.
is it a national record?
Nice job.
Ooh.
Record for Germany.
Yeah, that is a national record. 1 meter deeper. Cool. You want to thank anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful dive.
Good job. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watching. Thank you to my mom and my kids and all my family back home. I love you guys and everyone who has been supportive. Thank you, Alchemy, High Heat Wetsuits, Manta Ray. You guys are absolutely amazing. So thanks. Hello to everyone in Hawaii as well.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me.
Enjoy, everyone.
Cool. We'll see you later. Okay. Beautiful. So that is a national record for Germany. Wasn't on any of our lists, but congratulations to Jennifer on that awesome dive. Making a quick note here. 59 NR. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. So up next we have Shaika Ercümen of Turkey. And now 60 meters. This is also a national record attempt. Okay. Hearing that Shaika may be a DNS, but we will see. In the event that that is a DNS, I'm going to go to the live stream chat room and see what you guys are talking about and answer any questions that you guys may have. Heskil 23 asks, is recovery breathing not a thing anymore? It absolutely is. Recovery breathing is basically what divers do as they come up to recover quickly. Recovery breathing can look like a lot of things, but basically what you're trying to do is restrict the amount of air that goes out and immediately sucking it back in again. How I learned how to do recovery breaths is by, so I have a deep breath in and I let a little bit of air out and then suck it back in again. And in doing that, what you're doing is you are exchanging the CO2 that's in the lungs only a little bit and keeping the pressure high in the lungs, while also replacing that CO2 with new and fresh oxygen from the surface. Divers do still do this. A lot of divers are able to recover very quickly. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
I joined.
You joined. Congratulations on your national record.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a beautiful dive.
It was a very beautiful dive. Yeah, it looked really, really clean, really nice, super relaxed.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was my second no-fins dive this season. The last one was in end of May.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So I'm like, well, we'll see.
We'll see, you
But
know.
I was very confident, so it worked.
Good. Yeah, I mean, you're an incredibly strong diver, and so it's...
Yeah, I know what I can do right now, so it was just a matter of doing it and not thinking about it.
Of course, of course. Yeah, and you did it.
Yeah, I did.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Thanks. So where's my cap?
Your cap is in my backpack.
Okay. I get it.
Cool. Jennifer let me borrow her hat for a few days because I did not have sun protection. And now I'm wearing this crisp, this black one right there. Now I'm wearing this crisp Roatan freediving hat. Our local partner, they're providing us with the platforms, all of the staff safeties, and they've been super huge help in keeping us going and making this event possible. There we go.
Here we go.
Back home.
Yeah, ready. Protected from the sun.
Protected from the sun.
Yeah, it's really warm today. Like 2 days ago it was
hot.
very windy and I was a bit cold in the water. Today I'm like, I want to flush my suit.
Completely. I'm roasting my butt off up here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, definitely jumping in the water during the break today. Cool. So I was just about to go to the comments to answer some questions.
Oh yeah. Quiz time.
Quiz time. Suwan says hi.
Hi, Suwan.
Good to see you in the chat once again. Let's see. What is your training like?
My training?
Yeah.
It very much depends on the time of the year. So my winter training is basically a lot of cycling because I love it.
Yeah.
So hello to my cycling club. I love you guys. Yeah, and of course swimming at least 3 times a week, and weight training and some CO2 tables and sometimes O2 tables and stretching and equalization exercises. It keeps me busy.
Definitely sounds like you stay very busy with your training.
Yeah, and then the summer season, it's more or less up to 3 months of depth training that I get. So this year was a little less. First of all, because the World Championship was earlier than I expected.
Sure.
And then with COVID, I lost a few training days, weeks. But for this, I'm super happy. And in depth training for me, it's very important that I really prepare at home for depth. So when I finally go to depth, I don't have to build up like 40, 50, 60. But I do like a easy week to get the feeling, and then I go deep straight away.
Okay.
Because I don't have to waste time.
Sure, right. Yeah, because you're in a place where you don't really have access to depth.
Yeah.
So you need to go to the location.
Yeah, basically. In Germany, well, the lakes in my area, maximum 20 meters, kind of.
Okay.
Dark, muddy, not so much fun. Yeah. So with like 3 hours of driving, I would get a better lake, like 3.5 hours. But you don't do that so many times.
Sure.
And it's still cold. And before I spend that time in the car, I just do other training.
Sure, right. Yeah. So what kind of other training are you doing? You said you're doing pool training. For those who might be interested in sort of taking their diving from just sort of casual fun diving to maybe doing some intentional training, what kind of stuff would you recommend for that?
Oh, well, it depends where their talents are. Like if they are swimmers, they probably don't have to spend so much time in the pool because they have a good technique. But I think most people would really benefit on working on a proper technique because you waste so much energy when your arms fly everywhere or your legs are like too much bent with the fins, and you can see a lot of ugly stuff out there. And when it's ugly, it means it's also inefficient, you know.
That's true, yeah.
So just videotape yourself maybe and check the technique if it's correct, if you have a good body position, you know, just work on those basics. And then it makes your life much easier.
It really does, yeah. I mean, yeah, there's so much that you can just sort of gain just by refining your technique, making it more efficient.
And working on relaxation. People out there are too much about numbers, so they're like focused on, I want to do the 50 meters like distance or the 100 or the 150. And they already get so stressed by just thinking about the distance that they will not enjoy their dive.
Right.
So the mindset they should have is go into the water and explore how far you can go. If that's the 150, good job. But if you're not feeling that way on that day, then don't do it.
Exactly.
You know? So
that's exactly right. Yeah. I think there's such an over-reliance and an over-emphasis on numbers
and especially in depth, I think it's even a bigger problem because in pool you can come up anytime.
Sure.
But in depth, once you go all the way down, you have to go all the way up.
Exactly.
So if you make that about numbers too much, then it can be very, very stressful, even before your dive.
Definitely.
But especially at the end of the dive.
Definitely. When we talked a little bit yesterday about mental scarring as it comes to like doing a bunch of bad dives in a row.
Oh yes.
And sort of the trauma that can come from having and experiencing these bad dives and these negative feelings.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. Yeah. You should by all means avoid that. Like once you feel you are too stressed about the dives that you are doing, take a step back. Like maybe even a week rest. And then reconsider and then start a little bit shallower where you're comfortable. And always develop from where you're comfortable. Like if you have just barely made a PB dive, it's not the point to do a PB dive right after that again.
Like an even more deeper one.
Just don't keep going. But you know, when you get to a depth where like it's already a bit challenging, stay at that depth and repeat it until you own it. This is something that you should really consider because for depth, you don't want to lose the joy. It can be so much fun if you don't stress about it.
Exactly, and that's the thing too. Is like, I know a lot of divers who've done a lot of like dry static training.
So Shy Guy's not diving, no?
Looks like not.
Okay.
So we'll. I know. But that's okay. I mean, divers can decide not to dive if they don't want to.
Well, that can be anything. We're in the tropics. It can be food. It can be bed sleep. It was Saturday night yesterday, and
it's true.
West End, where most of us stay, is a party zone. And if I didn't have my earplugs last night, I don't think I would have had much sleep.
Yikes. Okay.
So and then at one point I put my noise cancelling headphones and put music. I'm like, okay, I don't want to hear any of this crappy music anymore.
It's quiet time, please. Just let me go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. So, So this could be a challenge for today as well. I don't know how much sleep everybody got.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, hopefully she's okay, and I'm sure we'll see her on the last day as well.
For sure, yeah. Hope she's very well recovered then, and
exactly.
Go deep in constant weight.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's a bit sad. It's gonna be already our last day as the women's. I'm just having fun.
Like it's nuts. We're on day 5. We're already over the hump, and we're in the final few. It's wild. You have 1 dive left.
Don't remind me.
Sorry.
No, I enjoyed my time here so much, despite everything that happened before. But the conditions here are perfect. It's like there's nothing I can say about this.
It's incredible here.
And some days they even said there are going to be thunderstorms. Like yesterday,
there was one
on the
last night,
forecast. It said it would be a thunderstorm today. I don't really see it.
No, not even a little bit. It's maybe a little bit cloudy, like the fuzzy clouds, not like the storm
but that only
clouds.
means we don't get such a big sunburn.
That's true, and I'm here for that because I'm sitting in the sun all day.
Yeah, well, no, there is no shade.
Only afternoon, and today we are done before noon. So,
well, you could sit back 10 centimeters and maybe you have a little bit of shade.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh hey, sorry. Are you fine? No worries. Cool. Any plans to do any fun diving around here?
Yes, definitely. Of course, not before my last competition dive.
Of course.
But after that, I want to explore. There's a possibility to do evening dives. So, like with a sunset, that could be a nice thing.
Oh.
And there's a possibility to go diving with sharks here. I definitely want to do that. You can join. I put your name on the list.
Please. I am all about the shark diving.
Yeah. Well, it will depend on the weather if we can go. So.
Of course.
If athletes are watching, just send in the social chat that you want to join the shark diving. I'll make a post a bit about it too, and then we can organize.
Okay. Is there a social chat?
Yeah, there's a social chat.
Oh. Can you add me too?
Well, yeah, I guess you are fine.
Cool.
I think it's just without all the judges.
Nice. Cool. Okay, we're gonna start to quiet down a little bit because Mariana is in the water. Sorry, Bridget.
Yeah.
Yes, Bridget is in the water.
Yeah.
She's going to be attempting a national record dive. Current national record is set at 62?
No, 62 is what Mariana does after, so...
okay.
I think the current should be like 60, which Bridget did in Nice, I think, in July.
Okay.
I think that was 60 or maybe a little less.
Okay.
And now she's going for 61, and Mariana after that's for 62.
62.
So they're battling for the national record, which is nice to see.
Nice.
Yeah. Brigitte is a super strong diver, and I've seen few people who are like so focused on their dive and just like she thinks about nothing else, go up and done. It's really amazing how she does that, even considering like she's in the game for over 20 years now, and she's still going so strong, even stronger than ever. It's really amazing.
It's very cool to see.
Yeah, she started working with Abdel I think about a year ago or something like that. And she's improved so much in that time. It's really incredible. So it shows that Abdel is not only a good diver himself,
but also a really good coach.
Also a really good coach, like Nicolas you saw yesterday with his bronze medal. Also coached by Abdel. So he's doing really, really great work.
Yeah, he is. And a lovely human being too.
Yes, definitely.
Such a sweet human being.
I remember how everybody would cry when he did his dives last year because he was coming back so happy. That were amazing moments with him.
Yeah, so, definitely.
Yeah, and he's not only like doing the best for himself, for his dive and really training really well, but he also wants to like promote the sport and push the sport.
Completely.
He does so much for other divers, organizing competitions.
I believe he has one coming up very soon in
Ajaccio.
Yes.
In Corsica.
In Corsica, yeah.
It's I think mid-end September, something like this.
If you're interested in doing a competition and you want to go to Corsica, there's a comp going on.
Conditions are great there.
Are they?
Well, usually it's in a bay and it's super flat. I was there last year and there was no current at all. It's just a bit cold at depth.
Okay, sure.
It goes down to like I think 18 or 16, 15 sometimes. Ooh. But only at depth. The surface is, in the summer it's nice. Yeah.
Okay.
So just be prepared for thermocline.
Thermocline, yeah. It's something that we don't really experience very much in these very tropical areas.
Here, no.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I heard that the thermocline is set at like 100 and like 80 meters or something.
Okay, I don't intend to try to find out.
Yeah, we don't need to go down to that depth. That's fine.
No. So.
She did 80 meters free immersion 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And was a
PB dive for her?
Yeah, PB dive.
Yeah. I think she's like the perfect athlete in the regard of the competition mindset, like where she's like, I decide to do this dive and I'm gonna do this dive and I'm finishing it. So it would be very interesting to see.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. I just know she had like a very deep no-fins dive in training, so
okay.
Yeah, she should be comfortable with this depth.
Cool. Yeah, divers are allowed to announce 5 meters deeper than their current personal best.
Yeah.
If they would like to.
Well, the 3 months personal best.
3 months personal
This
best.
is the
right.
rule, so
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't say like,
Yeah.
oh, I used to dive 100 meters, 10 years ago.
This is why I was restricted to 59, because in May I did 54, so I did now the maximum I was allowed.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, well.
Because PB is much deeper, but
sure.
It was not the moment to do it anyway now.
Yeah, of course.
10 seconds.
Okay.
5, 4, 3,
Some waves coming in.
2,
A little bit of waves from a boat passing by.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Shaika says that she is fine and sends her love.
8,
So
10.
good to see you in the chat, Shaika.
Yeah. Hope to see you for a cake later.
Hope to see you for cake later, absolutely.
Yeah. So here we go.
Gas from France. 61 meters. Dive time 3 minutes.
See a really strong snap
Yeah.
in her legs.
Yeah.
And also with the hands going all the way through, there's a snap in the wrists as well.
Yeah. She gives all the power into the stroke.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think in no-fins it's a little bit
down.
to want to like limit the amount of strokes you do, so you don't want to do too much. And she goes
Right.
into free fall already
Wow,
now.
at like 20. Yeah.
Doing another kick to keep the speed.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of, that's sort of something that's sort of been coming up in the last few years of, rather than a diver going from stroke, like arm pull and kicking to free fall, doing a few intermediate kicks to continue and keep up that speed.
Yeah. Well, for me it was a bit difficult this season because I was doing mostly dive fins and constant weight where you're quite fast anyway.
Right.
So when I went into the free fall in no fins today, I'm like, this is so slow. Let's do another kick.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just a different feeling that you have to get used to. So. But she's very calm in her free fall now.
Yeah.
Looking relaxed.
Oh, so relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, I see all these divers diving all day, and I'm just like, I want to be diving. I want to get down there.
She made it.
Okay.
Nice turn.
Very nice turn, nice and efficient.
Yeah. And now the long way up.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
50 up.
Do you want to explain why divers will wear a lanyard around their waist rather than around their wrist or their ankle?
Well, yeah, because you have to move your arms and legs. So
Sure.
it's. I've done it in the past with the lanyard on the wrist. It's definitely possible, but it's more comfortable if you just have it on the
Diver with
belt.
safety.
Sure.
Because then the rope is not in your way. Because if you catch it with your hand and you get entangled,
Right.
you don't really want to do that.
30 up.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, I'm already also a master on getting entangled in the lanyard with my leg at the turn in the bottom. I'm glad I
Okay.
didn't do that today.
Yeah, nice. That was a nice clean turn at the bottom
Yeah, I was happy about it because I've done crappy turns in no-fins a lot of times.
today. Yes.
Yeah.
20 up.
So she's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, the strokes are getting a little bit shorter, so you can
Yeah.
see she's a little bit tired, but
Yeah, I mean,
at the moment still very much in control of what she's doing.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a diver continues their dive and goes for longer and longer, there is
Yeah.
lactic acid that gets built up.
Yes.
Diver approaching.
And
Yeah.
you cannot purge that from your body until you start breathing
There
again.
she is. Breathe.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Looking good. Keep breathing.
Yeah.
Her lips do look a little tinged with blue, but
Yeah. Well, for sure, it was not the easiest dive.
Oh,
you know,
no,
it's a deep
definitely
no-fins
not.
dive.
Yeah, that's
but
deep no-fins
it
dive.
was clean and controlled, so
Exactly.
well done by her.
Yeah, very nicely done. Beautiful dive.
Yeah, congrats, Brigitte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's got a white card. So that means she is the current national record holder for France.
Yeah.
We'll see how long she gets to hold it for.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Well, Mariana is a super strong diver as well, and I know
True.
she's done the depth in the past, so
Okay.
I don't have much doubt that she's gonna make her dive.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we will see. I mean, you know, as I've said numerous times,
Yeah.
a diver can early turn for so many reasons.
I just know if those two girls knew what they are announcing each other, or if they talked about it or not.
Yeah.
Because for sure the coach knew, so this would be
Right.
interesting.
Right.
It would have been otherwise smarter just to announce the same depth, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. It's always tough to sort of tell because I mean
Yeah.
there are some athletes who,
Yeah.
you know, at the top level, especially on like the podium level, like that becomes a game in itself.
Yeah,
What's my okay? I want to get first place, but I don't want to announce too high to risk anything. But what are my other opponents going to announce?
Yeah.
I need to find that sweet spot.
Exactly.
Do they know that I know that they know? Like all that nonsense.
Yeah, well, the announcing itself is actually more interesting than the dives, maybe, because it's like this poker game, and you're like,
Exactly.
you go to your maximum, and what do the others do? Or maybe you can do like 2-3 meters less to be safe, because
Right.
you know you don't have to push it. So.
Right, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we've seen divers in the past
Yeah.
who, like, the second place has announced
Yeah.
so much lower that they
Yes.
don't even need to get to the bottom to
Yeah.
place first.
Yep, that's true.
And so they'll conserve their energy for the final day or the next day or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's definitely at the podium level for sure. It gets very interesting
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and mind gamey.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're not competing for the podium, you don't care so much about like the others. You just
Right.
look at yourself,
You just
what's
do your
the
own
depth
thing.
you want to do. That can also be very helpful because you just focus on yourself.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah.
Totally. Okay. If you guys have any questions for Jennifer, please do let us know in the chat. Let's see. How do judges check the PB of the athletes in order to respect the 5-meter rule? When you signed up, you had to write down what your PBs were.
Well, there's like a sheet, a form you have to fill, and you put the 3 months PB of each of your disciplines that you're going to start in, and you sign the paper, and it should be also signed by a witness.
Yes.
That says that
Who-
you have done the depth. So usually that will be your coach or one of your training buddies that can witness that you have done that depth.
Exactly.
So of course, yeah, you can cheat on that. If you really want to, you can do that. Yeah,
but it's, I mean, it's one of those rules that are there for safety.
Exactly, and they make a lot of sense because in the past we've seen that especially at World Championships people wanted to push their depth too much and did bigger jumps, and then you saw a massive amount of early turns, yellow
Yeah.
cards, red cards, and
Yeah.
that's not so nice. So I think the
No.
rule makes a lot of sense also to protect the athletes. This is what I really like, like in the past years, AIDA has really made sure that they take more and more decisions for the safety of the athletes. Although sometimes it makes it a bit complicated for the athlete to understand what's really
Sure.
going on.
Sure.
But yeah, the safety should always be first, and
Exactly.
because it's already hard enough to find sponsors in our sport.
Yeah.
Because people say it's too risky, although it's not when you do it the correct way.
When you do it the safe way, it is
Exactly.
very not risky.
So that's why I believe it's good to like put the safety standard really high.
Yeah. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Cool. And there's another question in here. Do you give any workshops in Germany, and if yes, where?
Rarely, usually once a year. This year I didn't find the time to do it yet. Maybe there will be something in November, beginning of November, but
Okay.
stay tuned, it's going to be announced.
Amazing. Love that. And where will it be announced?
Well, on my Instagram or Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is?
On Instagram it's Jennifer_freediver, and
Okay.
on Facebook Jennifer Wendland Freediver, so you should
Nice.
find me.
Cool. Perfect. And then, does training in the pool do much to one's depth performance? Apart from general strength and breath hold, the dynamics is very different.
Well, as I said, the technique is everything. So without pool training, you will not improve your technique. So go in the pool and work on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as we said, you can only do so many depth dives
I prepare for depth in the pool because I don't have depth available. So yes, the pool is very, very useful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're one of the best divers in the world. So coming from one of the best divers in the world, it definitely does work.
Yeah.
Okay, up next we have Marianne Gillespie of France. 62 meters announced depth, and yet another national record attempt for France.
1 minute.
For me, it was strange to see her in a silver suit because all the other years she would always have this beautiful golden suit, and this year, oh, it's a silver suit.
We're switching to silver.
Yeah, almost didn't recognize her. Yeah.
So I'm curious. Have you? So you do your breathe up laying on your back with a pillow behind your neck. Have you always done that?
No, actually, for the most part of my freediving career, I did it lying on the belly with a snorkel.
Okay.
Because it's super, super comfortable, and up until the point where I didn't have to pack for my dives, that was like the best thing you can do because you just dip the snorkel and you go. It's super easy. You don't have to turn around, and it's very nice lying on your belly.
Yeah,
and
that's what I do.
So I enjoy that a lot. But now since I usually pack for my dives. It's much easier to pack on the back with the airways out of the water.
Yeah.
You can pack through a snorkel, but that's really tiring.
It is very tiring.
I don't think it's very efficient, so I just turn around and that's it.
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Again, noticing the fast movements in the surface.
Yeah, you really want to leave the surface quite quickly because you have like all the buoyancy, and once you feel like that the buoyancy gives you away and you feel a little bit more glide, you're so much more relaxed in no fins.
Yeah.
So,
20 down.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah, so now she goes more into a glide. Yeah. And she's a bit like me, swimming quite deep.
30 down.
So, like we both, I think, tend to take less weight and therefore swim a little bit deeper, but then have an easier way up.
An easier ride up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
40 down.
Okay, I don't swim that deep usually.
Still going, still.
But you know, it's very relaxed. It's not costing much energy. You know.
Right.
It's just keeping the speed, and as long as you do it in a relaxed way, it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, she's in total free fall now.
She's also used to more speed, like I am. So I totally understand why she does it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's super fast for a no-fins dive.
Yeah, this is very fast.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Coming up.
Grabbing a tag, slapping it on her leg.
Yeah, this is very relaxed.
Yeah.
You can see she can already glide a little, so she doesn't really carry a lot of weight.
Right.
So, because the worst feeling in no fins is when you're too heavy at depth and you feel like you're not making any progress towards the surface.
Yeah.
And you already get tired and you don't even make it to 40 or something.
Right.
You don't even see your safeties and you're already done.
I have to go so far still.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Diver with safety.
The first safety is there.
Still nice and relaxed. Although she's picking up a little speed, I feel.
30
Is,
up.
yeah.
She was slower at the bottom and now she's increased the rhythm. Yeah.
20 up.
If you look very closely, you can see that she is experiencing contractions.
Yeah, well, that's normal in no fins.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Many people say they already get contractions on the way down.
On the way down, yeah. We heard that from both Natalie and Enchante this morning.
So, but nice and controlled, coming up.
Yeah, looking fine.
Nice, very nice.
Making it look absolutely easy.
Yeah, that was a good dive.
Beautiful dive. I feel like I say these dives are beautiful all the time, but like...
Well, most of them actually here at the moment are. We've seen a lot of white cards, a lot of super good performances.
Yeah.
So
Woo!
Well
That's
done.
a white card. Another new national record. Judges will review the top 5 divers, review all the footage, and so they've been known to find things that they then change the results on.
Yeah, especially the turn and no fins. People want to grab as high as possible in the candy cane or in the zone where you're allowed to grab. And sometimes it happens they just grab like a little bit over it, and that's when you get disqualified.
Right.
So, it happened to so many people already, and the past already has been decisive for titles. So you don't really want to go into that as an athlete, but it can happen.
But it can definitely happen, yeah. So all the results will be reviewed, or the top results will be reviewed by the judges.
Yeah.
They'll give their official announcement, and then athletes can protest if they would like to.
Yeah.
What's the protest process like?
Well, they will post the preliminary results, and then you have like 15 minutes to mention that you want to protest. And then you go to like the judge's place, and you get a sheet that you have to fill out, and will be given the reason for why you have been disqualified, and then you have to kind of argue why that should not be a disqualification.
Sure.
And you fill out the paper, and they take it, and then they will read it, and then you go into the judge room and also explain to what you think. And if it's needed, they show the footage, and you can watch the footage again of the dive, because they have more camera views than just the dive by. They also have the official camera for the surface protocol.
Yep.
So they see a little bit more.
There's also the one at the bottom.
Yeah, there's another one at the bottom, so they have more perspectives to really say, okay, when was the okay sign up? Was it really closed or not?
Yeah.
And, all kind of things. Was the lip under the water or not?
Right.
You can see a lot of the details on when you have 2 different perspectives.
Exactly.
So yeah, and in the end they give you the decision, and that's it.
Yeah, amazing. Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. I think there was one final question for you.
Yeah. If I'm hot right now, I'm boiling. It's like there's a sauna in my suit.
Yeah, God, I'm sure you're roasting. Let's see. Sofian asks. Let's see. What should you eat or not eat before diving? Question from Algeria.
I think that's a very personal question. I know there are a few athletes who don't eat at all in the morning. For myself, I need the energy. If I don't eat, I will not do a good dive. I will just have a bad mood.
Yeah, definitely.
So I need to eat to be in a good mood. So I would usually have like 2.5 to 3 hours before my dive a few oats with a little bit of honey, and that's it. Sometimes if I'm really hungry in the morning, maybe even a few nuts, but just small portions, so the body doesn't have to spend a lot of energy to digest.
Right.
But if I don't eat, I'm starving, and I cannot dive.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm the same way. I need to eat something before my dives, otherwise I'm 1, cranky, 2, I don't have the energy. Yeah. Hi, Christian.
Hi, Brandon.
How are you?
Hi, Jennifer. Very fine, thank you.
Do you want to share the seat?
Here,
With pleasure.
I'll scoot over.
Maybe I can.
Ah.
Thank you very much, Brandon.
But then we don't see Brandon anymore.
That's okay. The only thing is that we need to keep it down because
They
the
hear
divers,
it.
they hear it, and I'll just leave it for you guys to talk.
Okay, let's go. Well, first of all, congratulations to the French team, 2 amazing performances.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. And congratulations for your dive.
Thanks.
You were very solid and was a very nice dive.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. You enjoyed?
A lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Every single meter. And it was astonishingly easy coming up. So usually I no fins can be really hard in the end, the last meters, but today it wasn't.
Great. So it's great when you combine 2 things.
Yeah.
A success in the dive and a pure enjoyable dive.
Exactly.
That's the perfect dive.
As it should be.
And we had Brigitte and Mariana that did amazing dive too.
Yes. Both national records, right?
Both national records.
Do you know what Brigitte's national record was before? We wondered.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Exactly.
Because I think she did that in Nice in July.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Now it's deeper anyway.
Yeah, it's deeper anyway, exactly. And that's deeper, and that was in the 50 range, and now that's the 60 range. So of course, that's very nice record. So they did these deep dives. That's new for Brigitte. Brigitte is the first time she's going over 60. And more than 20 years on the circuit, and she's still diving to
it's
more
amazing.
than 60 meters in constant no fins. That's
we already
amazing.
discussed that. That's like really amazing how she does that, and it also shows that in freediving you can really still do top performances even if you get older.
Yeah,
so
true. Absolutely.
Age is not so much a limit as in other sports because we don't sprint, and it's more about being calm, knowing what to do, and having mental control, and I think that even increases with age.
That's true. I mean, the way of managing a dive is very important, and the experience plays an important role for that. And probably with time, I mean, with the age, the hypoxic qualities are probably increasing, I guess. Probably the muscular qualities are lower, but the hypoxic qualities can get better, and so of course this balances the other. One together. So
well, I think mental relaxation has a big impact on that as well, of like having the experience of how to relax and know yourself and know how to calm yourself down in potentially stressful situations.
Yeah. Well, if you have done 20 years of competitions, it's not going to shock you when you go to a world championship.
No,
so.
no.
Yeah.
But it's not shocking you, but I must say that Brigitte still has the pre-dive stress. Really, I feel it a lot with her, but she knows how to handle it. But she still has this stress before and this.
As long as you can turn off the stress 1 minute before your dive, it doesn't matter. So or during the dive.
Okay, we have Fatima Korok of Hungary, 67-meter dive, national record attempt, and challenging for first place.
Yes.
So 67 meters is a very deep dive in constant no fins.
Yes.
Look how she's beginning her dive. She's very fast and powerful movements. I was looking at the time she announced for this dive, 2 minutes 45, and that's fast. That's fast for a constant no fins dive at these depths.
Yes.
We can compare it to Sheikha that didn't dive today and announced exactly the same time at 60 meters.
30 down.
And that's Mariana almost the same time for 62 meters, so that's very fast.
Yeah. So I think she also decided to take less weight, so that's why she had to work so hard to get away from the surface. But that will make the way up much easier. Now she's already in the free fall, looking pretty relaxed.
She's well relaxed now.
Yeah. Searching a bit for the contact to the line.
50 down.
Yeah, she's one of those divers that likes to dive with the line in her armpit rather than directly in front of her.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when you close your eyes, it's nice to have the line for an orientation and still feel where it is. For me, I most of the time have the eyes open, so I see where I am anyway.
Sure.
60 down.
But I can totally understand you want to keep the contact to the line.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see if she will make it in the timing. She's fast finally in the descent.
Yeah.
She's on
Touchdown,
130.
coming up.
130. She's down and coming back up. That's time for the hard job. I couldn't see on the screen.
Is there a snag bottom?
I think she grabbed too high. Like, I hope not. I really hope she was in it. That would be so sad because she's such a strong diver.
Yeah.
It's time for the hard job. And she does it.
That's why I prefer to wear goggles so I can see.
So
we saw you go, like, actually look at the line to make sure that you didn't grab within or outside of it.
Yeah.
We have Mariana that is joining us right now. Mariana after 62 meters successful dive.
Well done.
See your good hat.
We keep on following Fatima.
30
the
up.
time.
Yeah. So I'll give space to Mariana. You want to stay?
Yeah.
20 up.
Cool. Thanks, Jenny. We'll see you later.
See you later.
See you later, Jenny.
I should have taken a hat too.
Okay, Fatima
She's
is on her way
strong.
up.
All the way up. She's using her positive buoyancy to come back up. she feels. I don't know if she's tired. Oh, okay, she's limit. Okay.
Oh no.
That's a blackout. That's a shallow blackout. Shallow, but that's a blackout.
Yep. Safeties are going to support her, keeping her airways out of the water. They're blowing across her face. They're giving rescue breaths. We'll see that she'll come back pretty quickly. It was quite a shallow blackout.
Yeah. In the tree, between 0 to 5 meters, I mean 3 meters.
It takes a while to come back.
Yeah, everyone is different, and so sometimes, you know, you might take a little bit longer to regain consciousness. Others come back right away. So she's being supported by the medical staff that we have on the boat. We have a great crew here. Safeties in the water. I believe 10 safeties total, as well as our 3 medical staff on the boat.
Okay, she's well. She's just behind us. She's the medics are with her. Of course, she's very sad.
Yeah.
It's not a good experience to miss a dive like that. It's pretty hard.
Yeah, it definitely can be frustrating. Yeah, very unfortunate. Beautiful dive though.
Both beautiful, and of course that was a big announcement. We have also Amber at the same depth, and for such an announcement, of course, it's according to what they're able to do, but we can assume that that's for them it's hard dives too. So
exactly, and I believe the current Hungarian record is set at 62 meters, and so she announced 67, which is a whole 5 meters deeper than what she previously set at.
Well, she's very strong because last year in Cyprus she was doing very deep dives. I don't remember the depth, so I don't want to.
An incredibly strong diver, absolutely. Yeah, took first place at Vertical Blue this year. Yeah.
But I guess also last year she blacked out because it was lots of current.
There was a lot of current.
Yeah, I'm most happy that I did not dive this day. Yeah, I mean today the conditions they're really good.
Yeah.
So me personally, I was a bit scared because every time for no fins you're afraid because the conditions could change.
Sure, yeah, that's true.
But no, like in fact today the conditions were really good.
Good. Yeah, awesome.
That's true. The visibility is even better than for the other days. So we had 40 meters on the warm-up lines. It was amazing. There are almost no waves. And okay, we have Fatima coming.
Hello.
Hi Fatima, we're happy to see you back here.
Sorry guys.
Please come and have a seat.
I'm
You want to take some oxygen?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Yeah.
We're all shuffling around in this small boat.
I'm okay.
Cool. All right, so we do have one more diver before our camera break. We have Amber Burke of Australia, who is going to be attempting another 67-meter dive. I believe she currently has the record set
At 68, no?
at 68. Yes,
68.
that is her current national record, and she's the one that owns that. So
for her, I mean, I know she can do it physically. For her, the only tricky part would be equalization.
Okay.
So let's see how it goes. If she goes for it, she'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, equalization is always the wild card in freediving, right? I mean, some days you wake up and you're crystal clear, you can breathe and you feel your soul breathing, and then other days you try and breathe and it feels like you just have a brick wall in your head.
In fact, I don't think congestion changes anything because me, for example, I got sick just before the competition actually.
Okay.
Now it's better.
Okay, good.
For me, the worst day was pre-immersion.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was slow, so pre-immersion works.
Sure, yeah, that's true, yeah.
So Amber is a real no-fin specialist. She also did a lot of no-fin in pool. I think she made a lot of very interesting performances in pool. I don't know exactly. Maybe Brandon, you have some information about that?
Yeah, she recently just came from the the AIDA Pool World Championship in Burgos. I can look up the results from that now, but I also know she used to be a synchronized swimmer and used to swim for the Australian national team for the world record, or sorry, for the Olympics.
Oh yeah, really? So that's an impressive past regarding swimming, and of course the aquaticity quality, the aquatic qualities that you can have in breaststroke, especially.
Yes.
So.
1 minute 30.
And she's an incredibly strong diver. Has been locked down in Australia for the last few years, so really hasn't had much time to do much training. But she's been here in Roatan for the last month and a half, basically from the Pool World Championship. She came directly here and has been training, which we've seen so far she's done very, very well. She did 62 meters in constant weight bifins and 68 meters in free immersion. 62 being a national record. So she's definitely working hard here.
Working out, perfect conditions. She's fit. She can do it, of course.
Yes.
And this is a very interesting suspense, because now we know that Brigitte Banikas is at the 3rd place. We know that Mariana Gillespie at the 2nd place, and we are waiting for this dive to see if Amber is going to take the 1st place. So interesting suspense for the spectators now. You can feel that we're in Roatan. Beautiful spot to dive. Everything is
Stunning.
fine.
Have you guys had a chance to dive around at all yet?
I've been diving just out here. I've been a couple of times. It's really nice. You could see everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to actually go do some diving.
Especially if you go early in the morning, like 7, 8. There's still no boats, no divers. You could see really big fish.
Okay.
Turtles, rays, everything. It's in the aquarium is here.
That sounds amazing.
Okay, let's go for Amber. She's diving. Look at the technique, very nice technique.
Yeah, nice pointed toes, catching a lot of water, kicking up to the butt.
She's pulling a bit less hard than was pulling Fatima before, but she has a very nice technique. And of course, it's going very well.
30 seconds.
Everything is fine.
For those who are wondering, Fatima was washing.
She's quite slow to go 40 seconds for 20 meters.
That's right, that's right.
But I guess that gives her extra relaxation. Because she announced 3 minutes now, if I'm...
yeah, she announced 3 minute dive time.
So she knows that she's quite slow for these dives. She has a good idea about her timing.
Get a special toe back. Again. 40, down!
40 meters now. Look, she's really letting her fall. She's really relaxed. That's a good sign.
50, down!
A little less than 1 meter per second on the free fall.
Go, Amber.
Go, Amber.
60, down! Early turn at 60!
Got an early turn.
At 60.
Oh no, love.
Okay. Coming
So
back
equalization problem, you were talking about it, Brandon. Equalization is her weakness. She will have to work for that in the future, of course, if she wants to be at the top level at depths. And this is things to work on, especially, and to go for maybe to work with some specialists. Specialists.
But I think that in fact she can solve that being a bit quicker down, because she turned. It was 1 minute 30, something like this. And when you're going down around 1:30, you kind of want to turn.
That's fair.
I think so. Yeah, kind of urge to go back.
Quite a long dive anyway.
20 up.
Okay, let's see what she's doing. I mean, her dive is still important, because even if she misses and loses some points,
she'll receive some.
She will receive some and will be able to still be in the ranking.
Exactly.
In the correct position.
And it does go to the overall placement in the competition as well.
For sure.
Diver approaching.
Okay.
She's good.
Yeah, looking fine.
As well.
Do they give it only to black guys?
Yeah. You black out, you get some fruit. Sorry, Amber. But beautiful dive
Yeah,
anyway.
very beautiful dive, really nice technique. And yeah, sometimes you do an early turn. We've all done it.
Exactly.
It happens.
It sucks, but at least today we had some drama because look, we had a blackout, we had an early turn.
I know.
Finally.
But you're welcome.
Because it was quite boring before that everybody just does it.
Yeah.
All the white cards all the time.
Boring free divers.
That's true. That's
Thank you,
true.
Fatima. Thank you, Amber.
You're very
But
welcome.
we know that constant no fins is always
It's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one.
That's the trickiest one from the discipline. That's where people take more risk and there are more chances of a blackout. That's not what we are looking for, but of course it's such a hard discipline that the athletes push themselves to their limits and it can lead to a blackout.
Exactly, that's true. That's true. Okay, cool. So that is our divers for the first half of today.
Okay.
Anybody you guys want to shout out to quickly before we go to our quick camera break?
Sure, to everybody who is following me, to all my sponsors, to my Kalamata family, to my family in Russia. Also, I hope you're watching. It's third day, you should be watching.
So Mariana is the world champion. We can say right now we'll have the confirmation this afternoon, but he's world champion. And we have Brigitte Banegas that take the silver medals. 2 French on the 2 first position. I'm very happy as a coach. And we have Jennifer Wenland that is going to take the 3rd place and the bronze medal for this Constance Nofin event.
Absolutely. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in about 30 minutes, and we will see you guys shortly. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Double K is a manufacturer of premium diving equipment in Korea, a vibrant and creative country. At Double K, we focus on constant research to develop innovative and comfortable products to enhance the experience of diving for our customers. We take pride in our cutting-edge and stylish designs, providing a sleek yet professional look whether you're in or out of the water. From wetsuits to fins, masks to equalization tools, Double K has all the freediving accessories you will need. Fall in love with your diving with Double K.
Atmos, inspired by the ocean. Location, speed, direction, altitude, atmosphere. Mission 2 is more than a watch. It follows you wherever you go. On the journey to ageless energy. We won't fear the unknown challenges. We won't hold back our curiosity. your pulse, your tracks, your wake, the direction and achievement in your life. Distance and breath, merging with the ocean flow, our sweat cleansed in the currents. The world gets darker as we descend deeper. But your light will shine through the depth. A variety of color options. Each mission, too, embodies your personality.
Double K is a manufacturer of premium diving equipment in Korea, a vibrant and creative country. At Double K, we focus on constant research to develop innovative and comfortable products to enhance the experience of diving for our customers. We take pride in our cutting-edge and stylish designs, providing a sleek yet professional look whether you're in or out of the water. From wetsuits to fins, masks to equalization tools, Double K has all the freediving accessories you will need. Fall in love with your diving with Double K.
Atmos, inspired by the ocean. Location, speed, direction, altitude, atmosphere. Mission 2 is more than a watch. It follows you wherever you go. On the journey to ageless energy. We won't fear the unknown challenges. We won't hold back our curiosity. Your pulse, your tracks, your wake, the direction and achievement in your life. Distance and breath, merging with the ocean flow, our sweat cleansed in the currents. The world gets darker as we descend deeper. But your light will shine through the depth. A variety of color options. Each mission, too, embodies your personality.
Welcome back. We are here on the platform for day 5 of the 29th AIDA Depth World Championships here in Roatan, Honduras. We've just had part 1 of our day where we had, let's see, we know the following, we know the placement of our women in the top 3. We have Jennifer Venland in 3rd, Brigitte Banegas in 2nd, and Mariana Gillespie in 1st. My name is Brandon Reed. I am a freediving instructor, a breath training coach. I just got out of the water, and I am ready, refreshed, and excited to comment the last few dives of the day. Starting with AIDA Zaleska. She's attempting a national record for Poland. The current record is set at 48 meters by Agnieszka Kalska. And we will see if she can do it once again.
10 seconds.
I believe she just recently tied the national record for Poland in constant wave bifins at 62 meters.
2, 1,
held by Maria Bobello.
Agata Załęcka from Poland, 50 meters.
And then the other day,
35. It's a national record attempt.
The other day, Agata also did a 60-meter free immersion dive successfully.
$20 down.
30 seconds.
Again, for those of us who are just joining us, today is constant weight no fins day. Constant weight meaning that they carry constant weight down and back up. This is different from variable weight and no limits. And no fins meaning no fins. Divers are not allowed to pull on the line as they are in free immersion. They are only allowed to give a pull within that candy cane area at the bottom.
Okay.
We see Agatha doing something that we haven't seen anybody else do yet, with a few kicks and then an arm pull. If a diver has really strong legs and they're more confident in their kicking than in their arm pull, a diver might do this more often.
Diver with safety.
Although, to be honest, I have not seen much of this style of technique, so maybe we'll be able to get her up here and we can ask her about that technique a little bit more.
20 up.
Again, with this discipline, what we're trying to do is catch as much water as we can in what's called the catch phase. For the arms, that is that first half until the arms are at shoulder level. And basically try and push as much water as we can in that catch phase. And then the second phase is basically getting out of the way and trying to become as streamlined as possible after that.
Diver approaching.
I got that coming up, positively buoyant. You see her sponsor Pulse, the TV station that she works for. Agatha is also an actress. Looking nice and strong. Presenting the tag. And now we wait for the judge's response. Should be a white card here. Yep, that is a white card. So that is another national record.
New depth. 48.
For Poland.
48.
Congratulations to Agatha. Very nice dive.
Okay, line is clear. 1, 2. Carlos, arriba o abajo. I cannot see the line. Can you see it?
Okay. As always, we'll take a moment to remind you guys that I am in the YouTube chat, so if you guys have any questions that you have about this event, about this discipline, about the divers, about the competition as a whole, please do write them down in the chat and I will answer them as quickly and as well as I can. Again, we have a beautiful day today. In the water, the conditions. Hi, I got the conditions here are absolutely lovely. The water is nice and warm, jumped up to around 30 degrees Celsius. Perfect visibility, 35, maybe close to 40 meters. They were dropping the bottom plate down before, and I believe I could still see them dropping it at 40. Yeah, conditions are absolutely stunning today. Gentle breeze, no surface movement, no current. Really the optimal setup in place to have a World Championship event like this. Please make sure you are showing your support in the chat as well. Spam those flags. As I always say, the athletes will go through the footage and will review their dives, looking for any ways to improve their technique, all of that, and as such, they can also see the chat, and it's nice for them to see all the support that you guys are giving. Up next, we have Clémentine Marie of France, attempting a 48-meter dive. with an announced dive time of 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Okay, Agatha will be joining us in about 2 minutes. She's just doing a little bit of breathing the oxygen that we have available. We do allow the divers to breathe pure oxygen after their dives for certain depths. One of the reasons that we do that is because as the diver dives deeper and deeper, the pressure increases in their lungs, and that then means the concentration of gases flows into their blood more quickly. Because the ambient air that we breathe is made up of 78% nitrogen, a lot of that nitrogen gets moved into our blood. And because of the way that gases work, they always want to flow from a high concentration to a low concentration. So at depth, the concentration of nitrogen and other gases is higher in the lungs than it is in the blood, so it will flow from the lungs into the blood. Similarly, as we come back up to the surface and we begin breathing normal air again, the gases are higher in the blood than they are in the lungs, and so they will flow back into the lungs again. For a diver to recover more quickly, they will breathe pure oxygen, which means the amount of nitrogen in the blood is far more than the 100% oxygen in the lungs. So it will flow even more quickly into the lungs and will then clear more quickly. So that's why we allow a lot of our athletes to breathe pure oxygen after their dives.
30 seconds.
Clementine is getting ready here, sitting on her pool noodles, diving with a mask. Something to note when diving with a mask is that is another airspace that you need to equalize as you go deeper and deeper. For those that are diving quite deep, it generally doesn't make sense to bring a mask down with you because you're not really seeing anything anyway, and you have to fill it with air.
48 meters, dive time 2:25.
Some divers do prefer to dive with the mask though. It's more comfortable. It is easier to see what's in front of you crystal clear. So in some ways it does add a bit of relaxation element. We can also see that Clementine is doing hands-free equalization, which is basically where the normal way of equalizing, the usual way of equalizing is Frenzel, which is where you apply pressure in your oral and nasal cavity, which then gets pushed and pushes open the eustachian tubes to be able to equalize the middle ear. For Clementine, what she's doing is she is actually voluntarily pulling the muscles on her at the base of her eustachian tubes open and allowing that air to flow from her nasal cavity up into her middle ear. Some divers do that naturally, other divers take a lot of time to train that.
Touchdown!
Okay, hello.
Hi. Hi.
Congratulations on your new national record.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
We're watching Clementine's dive now.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
48. Can I send regards to Poland?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Okay.
We'll finish with Clementine and then we can talk a little bit more about your dive, because I do have some questions I want to ask you too.
Yes.
She's a really nice technique here.
Yes.
Notice that snap in the wrist at the very end too.
Diver with safety. Up.
Looking very nice and relaxed.
Diver approaching.
Okay, grabbing up nice and high in the line.
Yeah,
Big smile.
Super.
Yes. Service protocol was completed correctly, so she gave the OK sign, removed facial equipment, gave the OK sign and said, I am OK, presenting the tag. So this should be a white card.
White card.
Okay. Beautiful dive. Very nicely done, Clementine. Well done.
Humor is disconnect. Next step.
44.
Okay. Agatha.
Hi.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Congratulations on your dive.
Thank you very much.
New national record for Poland.
Yes.
How did it feel?
I feel great.
Good, good.
Can I say something?
Yes,
Polish
of course,
in
of course.
Poland? And Polish?
Of course.
Don't worry, it will be everything nice.
Okay.
Chciałabym pozdrowić wszystkich, całą Polskę. Chciałabym podziękować Telewizji Puls za sponsoring tego, że tutaj się pojawiłam i chciałabym pozdrowić moich wszystkich kolegów z Polski, freediverów, którzy pewnie już oglądają, i Mata Malinę, Magdę Solich-Talandę i wszystkich moich kolegów buddy, z którymi trenuję, i kolegów z Hańczy. Cieszę się, że macie wspaniałe wyniki, gratuluję Wam i idziemy do przodu. That's it.
Okay, cool. Really quickly, I wanted to ask, you were doing a few kicks and then one arm pull.
Yes.
Do you want to explain why you're doing it that way?
I did this for purpose because my legs are stronger and I had some problem with my
with your elbow.
My elbow, and my elbow is quite a little bit, hurted.
Okay, sure.
So I didn't want to too much to push because I have last dive ahead of me. So
yeah.
And sometimes I do like that. Like for example in dynamic, 2 kicks and 1 stroke.
Okay, nice.
It's interesting, different, yeah?
It is definitely interesting. I mean, I've seen it quite a bit in dynamic, where you're swimming back and forth in a pool, but generally not so much doing it in constant weight.
It's my technique is still developing. Actually,
of course.
I have many things to learn.
But we all do. Even the best divers in the world are always refining their technique.
Exactly. So I don't say this is the best, but for me it was helpful today and in this situation. But conditions were perfect.
So nice, right?
I was so lucky.
Yeah. No, we've seen some interesting constant weight no fins days. I've brought this up a few times, but for those who watched last year's Cyprus Depth World Comp for women, the CNF day, divers were diving, so this is the line, divers were diving like this.
Oh my God.
Trying to swim back to the line the entire way.
It's really hard. But on the first day of the training, official training here, it was one day before first start. When I did training, it was very windy and wavy, and I did also CNF. It was my PB that time. Yeah, today also is my PB.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. So I was harder. It was like 26 at the wind.
Okay, yeah.
Or 27 maybe. It was so stronger.
Okay.
So I know what you mean. If divers they had some problems.
Exactly, yeah.
But probably it's not the same like in Cyprus.
Well, yeah. I mean, but in when you have conditions like this where it's so calm and just so easy, you can really just focus on, because when you have to fight to get back to the line, you're not only swimming up, but you're also swimming across.
Yeah, you waste your energy.
You're wasting your energy. You have to work harder, and you are actually swimming for longer.
Yes, of course.
So it's not exactly accurate to the depth that the line is actually set at.
So let's talk about stunt, as you called me. A stunt.
Yes,
maybe.
I am very sorry. I fixed myself today. I said you were an actress only, not a stunt woman.
I did some stuff, task, something like that. I shoot with a gun. I sometimes, I'm on horses, but I'm an actress. But sometimes there's real stunt that is doing things like besides me. But I like to do physical stuff. But sometimes production, because of safety reasons, doesn't let me do this.
Sure.
For example, we did some commercials a few years ago with Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor was a director of this commercial, and he was a main photo director of Mr. and Mrs. Smith Free, the movie. And I met this guy. It was amazing. And we had commercial of it was, may I say the name? Some brand of the medicine.
Yeah.
And Nurofen Express.
Oh.
And I supposed to jump from the like one, I don't know, the guy. 20 it was very high building.
Okay.
Very tall, and I was supposed to like jump from there, and they told me you cannot do this. We have a stunt. You can just show that you are going down on your back, but then the stunt lady is going to do all the stuff, and she was really like a spider.
Okay.
Walking down on this building.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Oh, that's so cool.
Amazing. People are,
Stunt people are pretty incredible.
I like your nails.
Thank you very much.
He has full color nails in his feet.
It's
Green, pink.
It's my tradition. I have to paint my nails before every competition.
Really?
I do, yeah.
Oh my God!
I
so
love
like
it.
routine.
It is, yeah.
Interesting. I have to find my also routine.
20
Try this one.
down.
It's really good.
Okay,
Cool.
thank you.
It's a pleasure. We have Julia Marevic of Latvia diving now. Already in free fall.
30
Julia,
down.
of course, being one of the AIDA board members. She's the vice president.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely working very hard here. I've done a competition where I've also been working and then competed, and it is not easy. You have to be so clear of mind and be such a strong...
And think slower.
And
faster and slower. At work, fast.
Exactly. Well, and be able to compartmentalize, this is my work stuff. Okay, now I have to put all of that away to do my dive. Now I have to pick all that stuff up again once I'm done diving and get back into work mode.
Up.
Exactly.
It is not easy, and huge props to her.
She's very good.
She's very good, yeah.
Diver with safety, 20 up.
Yeah, very nice technique. Really good kick. Again, what we're looking for is moving the heels all the way up to the butt, and then moving the legs all the way through with the ankles flexed, and then pointing the toes all the way at the very end to get out of the way of that drag and be nice and streamlined.
Diver approaching.
Super. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful dive.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, making it look easy.
Okay.
Okay. Are you gonna head out?
I'm going to get rest a little bit.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for setting the record straight that you are not a stunt woman. It's a white card for Julia. Congratulations to her. Cool, maybe we'll see if we can get Julia to come up here and chat a little bit too.
43.
Cool, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes, thank you very much. See you later.
Cool, see you later. Yes, yeah. After Wild Crocodile. Okay, let's take a quick moment to thank all of our event sponsors. We have Atmos, Double K, the Mayan Princess Resort, and the Paradise Beach Hotel as our main event sponsors. Huge shout out to you guys. Thank you for making such a big impact on this event. Special shout out to our local crew here from Roatan Freediving. The platform is spectacular. It's been a pleasure working on it and working with all of you guys. Also, make sure I want to take a moment to thank all of the the athlete sponsors who are sponsoring individual athletes. As I always say, this is a sport that is sort of new and growing, and a lot of the athletes are still working full-time jobs. This is almost a hobby for them. Some of them have taken on time off of work to come do this competition and represent their countries, attempt national records. And having sponsors really helps them to be able to focus on their training, which means that they can train better, train more safely, push more records, and therefore make it more interesting for us to watch at home. And make the sport more competitive, which is ultimately what we hope for and what we want to be seeing. So huge shout out to all of the athlete sponsors who are out there sponsoring our divers here during this competition. And if you want to help out our athletes, one of the best ways to do that is by going and giving them a follow on social media. Social media follows and the number of followers that a diver has really does help them become more attractive to sponsors. And it's a very easy thing that you can do to support our athletes. The other thing to note is that they're always doing fantastic stuff all around the world. They're diving in beautiful locations like Roatan, like Ahmed, like Dahab. They're at Dean's Blue Hole in the Bahamas, all over the place. They're running workshops, they're leading trainings, they're teaching, they are taking photos, they're doing all these beautiful things. So you're also getting a lot of really cool benefit just from following them as well. So give them a follow on Instagram. Start by following me, Brandon Freediver on Instagram. Follow AIDA Freediving on Instagram. And generally you can look up all of our athletes by either putting in their full name, and if that doesn't work, you can put in their first name and then underscore freediver, and that will generally pop them up. Cool. Up next, we have Youngju Lee of Korea attempting a 43-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Youngju's had a great competition so far. On constant weight bifins day, she did 70 meters, which was a 5-meter increase from her competition PB of 65. And then the next day, she did a free immersion dive to 65 successfully as well. We initially met in Burgas, Bulgaria, for the AIDA World Championship. She did a 184-meter dynamic bifins dive, a 168-meter dynamic dive, and attempted a 5-minute static, but unfortunately received a red card. Youngju is very friendly. The first night I was here, we got to hang out quite a bit. She's very sweet, very nice, very knowledgeable diver. Definitely someone that you want to talk to and get to know.
20 seconds. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Special shot. +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Lee Young-ju, representing South Korea, 43 meters, dive time 2 minutes 10 seconds.
Nice technique here. Again, we can, from this angle, really see her bending her knees and kicking her heels up to her butt. The higher you can get your heels up towards your butt, the more power you can generate across the kick.
30 down.
And I mean, with all disciplines, but especially with constant weight no fins, power generation is the name of the game. You don't have the fins to sort of amplify the strength of your kick, and you don't also have the ability to sort of stabilize yourself against the line.
40 up.
So it's all your body. And so generating that power and being efficient with how you generate that power is really, really important.
30, up. Diver with safety.
Make sure you are spamming your support for our athletes in the chat. Wave those flags.
20, up.
You can see she has a dive computer attached to her neck weight. Divers will do that because they are not allowed to set alarms on the official dive gauge, which she has around her wrist right now. But what she is allowed to do is bring her own dive gauge down with her with alarms. And divers will put them close to their heads to be able to not miss the dive alarms as they go off. If it's around your wrist, sometimes you can miss the dive alarm. It can be very quiet sometimes. She has the tag. We'll see what the judges say. And it is a white card. So another white card for Youngju.
40, next step, 40.
And a beautiful dive.
Safeties, we are going to do 40, Carlos. 4.
너무 힘들어하는 거 아니야?
너무 힘들어요. 진짜 힘들어. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. You can see a few people in different colored shirts in the water. The ones in the green shirts are our judge assistants. They are helping with putting on the official dive computers, removing the official dive computers. They are supporting the main judges by recording the dives from the surface. All dives are recorded from multiple angles. We use the dive eye. There's also a camera attached to the bottom plate that catches the diver turning at the bottom. And there's also a judge assistant on the surface recording the divers' attempts and starts, and also their final surface protocol. All of that information and all of that video footage is reviewed in the event of a protest. And like I said before, the top 5 divers, all of the dive footage is reviewed to make sure that the dive is valid and no rules were broken or anything like that. So that's what we see in the green shirts. The yellow shirts are our official judges. They're the ones who are calling out the results of the dive. They're also the ones who are counting down to official top. And yeah, pretty cool. We also have all of our safeties in the water with white shirts on. I am wearing one of these safety shirts as well because it covers my arms, so I don't have to apply sunscreen all the time. They're in the water to make sure that our athletes are safe, they're being taken care of, and in a moment's notice, they're there to jump in and support the athlete in the event of a hypoxic event, or if the athlete just wants, they just want to cancel the dive, they'll run their hand across their neck like this, or they'll, sort of call the safety over. Safety will then grab them by the arm and will basically support them as they would if the diver was blacked out by putting their hand on their chin, keeping the airways closed, other hand supporting at the back, up, and then getting them to the surface. And from there, they assist them with recovery and all of that. Great team, led by Chris McKay, excuse me. And yeah, we're doing great. And then behind me, we have some of our medical staff. They are here to support in case a medical emergency needs to be elevated to higher care. From there, they are given, they're checking for any sort of signs of distress in the lungs. They are there to provide oxygen. And then if it does need to escalate even further, we do have an evacuation boat that can very quickly come in, take a diver back to shore within 2 to 3 minutes, where there's an ambulance waiting in the event that we need to support the athlete even further. Yes, Sofiane, they do an amazing job. Huge shout out to the safety team. Huge shout out to the medical staff. Working hard. And they have quite a difficult job. The safety team has a very difficult job in that they basically have the power to cancel a diver's dive with a touch. And they have to balance and walk this line of allowing an athlete to basically continue this dive and try and get them up to the top while also making sure that their safety is the top priority. And it can be a very difficult call to make, especially in the moment. When you are down there diving with a diver, you may see sort of a shaky movement that looks like a loss of motor control or a samba. And if you don't know exactly what signs and symptoms you're looking for, you can inadvertently end a diver's dive when actually they would have been totally fine. So huge props to the safety team. It's definitely a difficult job. We have Mia Ho of Chinese Taipei diving now. She's announced 40 meters.
From Taipei, 40 meters, dive time 2 minutes.
I met her at the Cyprus Depth World Championships last year, and she is such a lovely human being. She's an amazing diver, works really hard, an amazing instructor.
20, down!
You should definitely be following her on social media. She provides a lot of really great, awesome educational content and educational opportunities.
30, down!
She definitely knows what she's talking about.
45 seconds.
Has currently set 2 new national records here during this competition. Whoop. Dropping past the bottom plate. Super relaxed. So far she's set a new national record for constant weight bifins at 65 meters and a new national record for free immersion at 60 meters.
30, up! Diver with safety!
She's supported by Atmos, one of the sponsors for this event as well. I also have a Atmos dive computer and I absolutely love it. I'm currently using the Mission 1 now, which is their first design, but I'm very excited to switch up to the Mission 2. It's got all of the goodies that you would love: heart rate monitor, all the body sensing stuff, sensing your all of your steps, your calories, usage, sleep, variety of different options for scuba, for hiking, swimming, biking, scuba as well. Maybe I said that already. Big smile from Mia. Tag casually displayed on the side of her hood. Just waiting. It's a white card for Mia.
Next step is 35 meters.
I would not expect anything less of a white card for Mia. She is such a confident and strong diver. I've known her for since last year's Cyprus comp.
38. 5 minutes.
Absolutely lovely human being. Thank you all for being in the chat. Please do spam your support for our athletes. Wave those flags. We have a few divers left, 3 in total. Chantal Steiner of France, Hua Yunwoo of Chinese Taipei, and Janita Kukula, of Finland. Oh, hello, it's me. Oh, cool. As we are coming up on the end of the day today, good time to remind you guys that tomorrow we will be doing the same discipline, but for the men. Should be a good time. Should see some pretty deep dives. Should be lots of fun. Again, if you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask them. Happy to answer them. And then for those of you who are watching at home, I'd love for you guys to put in the chat where your favorite place is to dive. I'm always looking for new and interesting places to go. I've had a lot of experience in the last year bouncing around. Been to Dahab, to Ahmed, here in Roatan now. Did some diving in Florida. Hawaii has been amazing. Turkey has been lovely. Cyprus was also fantastic. I'd love to know where else you guys would recommend going and why. Always down for new places and meeting all the cool people in the dive community. So put that in the chat as well. I'd love to hear your feedback. As for me, someone was in the chat earlier asking about if you're a tourist in Roatan, what should you do? I would say, first of all, for starters, come to Roatan Freediving and jump on the boat with them. They have a great staff, they have a really cool crew, and some really beautiful places to dive. I know there is some shark diving here as well. I'm interested to try it out. So we'll see when I can do that. Let's see. Otherwise, I know that there are some like sort of rock overhang cave things just along shore here, right by the resort that we're staying at, which I am very excited to check out as well. And man, it's just a beautiful place. Absolutely love it. Okay, if I am near Los Cayos Cochinos, go there. Is that in Roatan, Vladi, or is that somewhere else? While you guys are writing your responses, up next we have Chantal Steiner of France. She's attempting a 38-meter dive with an announced dive time of 2 minutes.
1 minute 30.
Sandrine Eslouis of Luxembourg is in the chat. We met last year as well at the Cyprus World Championship. It's a pity that you couldn't be here this year. Missing you. Hope you're doing well. She says, try the lake in Luxembourg. Nice place to dive, could be a little colder than Hawaii. Yes, I generally find that lakes are much, much colder than the ocean. Not that I'm super opposed to cold places, but I will say that generally I am a 5mm wetsuit kind of person. I generally struggle in even mildly warm water. I prefer hot water. I like diving in bath water is basically what I'm saying. But I do have a 5mm, and like I've said a few times now, I have been invited by the Finnish team to come up to Finland to do some ice diving, which in some ways does intrigue me. So maybe hopefully we'll be doing that in the next year, maybe 2023. Should be super cool.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Chantal is with her coach, Abdelatif Al-Wash, who is a fantastic diver. We've heard about him a few times today. Lovely human being. And is also going for the podium and the Natalia Molchanova trophy as well this year.
38 meters.
We'll have to see.
Dive time, 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm also being told deep spot or Y40 or any of the other deep pools. Absolutely, that is definitely on my list. Should definitely be doing that, hopefully in the next year as well. That would be a lot of fun to do. Brian Moeller asks, actually I'll answer this question as Chantel finishes. We're seeing her maybe a little out of position.
Touchdown. Coming up.
That's okay. Getting some movement on the surface here. Passing boat.
Dirty up. Diver with safety. $20 up.
You can see that she's keeping her hands quite close to her face as she reloads her arms. That's another one of the things that divers try and do, is to keep as streamlined as possible. Nice clean surface protocol. And we wait for the card. Should be a white card. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Again, divers need to execute a surface protocol on the surface. It's a white card. Very nicely done, Chantal. Congratulations. Divers need to show, or they need to first come up out of the water, remove any facial equipment that they might be wearing still, give an okay sign, and then say, "I am okay." And then they need to wait 15, they need to do that within 15 seconds of coming up. And then from there they need to wait. I believe judges have up to a minute to give a final verdict, but need to wait, I think, maybe 30 seconds after that 15-second time zone.
Thank you, guys.
At minimum.
Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Let's see. Brian Moeller asks, could you talk a little bit about the water pressures freedivers are experiencing at depth in terms of atmospheres or PSI? Yes, freediving trainer is correct. Each 10 meters is 1 atmosphere. So if we're sitting on the surface of the water, we have 1 atmosphere sitting on top of us. That's all of the gas and all of the air and everything all on top of us. All of that pressure is 1 atmosphere. From there, every 10 meters after that is that exact same amount of pressure. So at 10 meters, we are at 2 atmospheres. At 20 meters, we are at 3 atmospheres, and so on and so forth. So at this depth, with a diver diving to 40 meters, they are at 5 atmospheres. I unfortunately don't know the conversion over to PSI, because I did all of my learning using meters and atmospheres, and I have not taken the time to convert it. So somebody who's in the chat can do that conversion for me, if you would like. Freediving trainers looking for Buddy to visit Deep Spot next week. Unfortunately, I will be heading back to South Africa after this. I have about 1 day after the competition, and then I am flying taking roughly 3 days to get back to Cape Town. So it'll be a wild and long adventure. Yes, Cheloku says, lovely human being, Mia. Yes, absolutely. Cool, thanks freediving trainer, appreciate that. Awesome, any final questions you guys have, please do feel free to post them now. Otherwise, they will have to wait until tomorrow when I am back. 2 more divers coming up. We have Hua Yun of Chinese Taipei and Janita Kukula of Finland. Hua Yun doing her breathe up now, or as we call it now, the relaxation phase. We used to call this time the breathe up because divers would spend it hyperventilating. And for those who have taken a freediving course anytime in the last few years, know we do not teach hyperventilation, and we also strictly warn you against the dangers of hyperventilation. Hyperventilation does not actually add a significant amount of oxygen into the blood. Generally, our blood is always 100% saturated with oxygen if we are breathing normally. But what it does do is it purges CO2 from the body. Our bodies require CO2 to know when to release the oxygen molecules from the blood cells flying around our body. If there is no CO2 or a very low level of CO2, what can actually happen is, even though we may be fully oxygenated with blood, our blood will not let go of those oxygen molecules, and therefore our body cannot use them. Therefore, we black out even sooner than we would have if we were just breathing normally on the surface. Or just breathing normally anywhere. So we no longer teach hyperventilation. It is a dangerous practice, and generally you should not do it. If you want to learn more about hyperventilation or any other of the safety things that we talk about and teach in freediving, you should go take a freediving course. There are courses all over the world. A lot of our athletes here are instructors as well, so make sure you're following them on social media to find out when they're leading their courses. Taking a freediving course is the best way to make sure that you are diving safely, you are training correctly, you are not learning any bad habits like diving with your snorkel in your mouth, or you're too overweighted, or you're hyperventilating. All those things are dangerous, and you should not do them. But you'll learn all those things and more by taking a freediving course, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. 35-meter attempt here by Hua Yun. Please do spam your support, spam those flags.
Representing Taipei. Depth 35 meters, dive time 1 minute 40 seconds. Down. 30 seconds.
Something that we want to note is that flick in the wrist at the very end of the arm pull. That flick means that the diver is able to, as you sort of hear when you're talking about a volleyball spike or a golf swing or a free throw. Okay, she is still within that candy cane area, so she can grab and pull as much as she wants in there.
30, up, diver with safety.
With a golf swing or with a free throw, you want to follow through the movement even after the ball has left the hand or the swing has contacted with the golf ball. And that is because if you don't do that and you basically stop as soon as you make contact, what's actually happening is you're stopping a little bit sooner and you are unintentionally reducing the power of that final follow-through. So divers will, in the same way, will flick their wrists, will flick their legs really hard, and will follow through. And you can even see Hua Yun's legs snapping together and her feet almost clapping together. Showing that she is definitely following through, not holding back any of the power behind her legs and her arm pulls. Nice strong dive, nice strong surface protocol. Hold up a little bit higher, please, please, please. One of the things divers or the judges are looking for is for the airways to dip below the water in the event that there is movement on the surface. They will sometimes call a dive as a red card because a wave came by and water splashed up onto the diver's face, but that did not happen here, so we have a white card for Huiyun of Chinese Taipei. Congratulations to her. 35 meters. White card.
Same depth.
I'm marking it down in my notes. Well, you're just hanging out with our medical staff. She had a bit of an issue the other day, although I'm not quite sure what the details were of it. She's been hanging out with the medical staff a little bit, just making sure that everything is okay, which is definitely something that I appreciate. You know, the divers are diving, they want to make sure that they're diving safely as well, and we have access to all of our medical staff here, so it's never hurts to be checked out, just in case. Big smile on her face, though. Very nice dive. She should be proud of that dive. 35 meters, no fins, is no joke. Our final diver of the day is Janita Kulkula, hello, of Finland. One of the 4 Finnish divers here. The only female Finnish diver diving, though. Recently was at the Burgess AIDA World Championship as well, with me, the other Finns that we all hung out together. Tons of fun. I know I say this every time I talk about the Finnish team, but they are so much fun to hang out with. Definitely my favorite team. Sorry, everybody else. I'm sorry. Finns have more fun, I think. I believe. Oh, cool. Preparing for the final dive. Let's see, anything to wrap up today. We've had some amazing dives today. Again, the podium as it stands right now, pending judges' review, is Mariana Gillespie, first place with a 62-meter dive. Brigitte Benegas of France, 61-meter dive. And then Jennifer Venland of Deutschland, 59 meters, white card. So that's the top 3. Again, these are all results pending review by the judges and the protest process, where athletes are allowed to submit any protest either for themselves, for a card that they received, or for a card that somebody else received, if they would like. In that process, then there is a review. Judges, as we heard from Jennifer earlier, the athlete writes their protest down. They then get to review the footage with the judges, plead their case, and then the judges make their final decision from there. Ganita is in the water with Tommy, who was our opener for today. We don't show the openers. The openers are basically a diver who is diving just for fun, just want to get an extra dive in. It's a shallow dive, and it's also a dive that the whole team uses as sort of a dry run for the day. Make sure, checking with the safeties to make sure that they're all doing okay. Medical staff are prepared, the judges are all okay. Excuse me. And all that good stuff. But generally we don't show the opener.
1 minute.
Alex? That is a good question. We have Alex, president of AIDA International, in the chat asking which fins have more fun, bifins or monofins? For me personally, I have a pair of bifins that I use all the time, and I use them to have a lot of fun. But the most fun I have had is with a monofin. We'll see monofin the day after tomorrow. Monofin is basically, for those who have not seen it, basically a giant mermaid tail. The diver's fins are together, or diver's legs are together. The pocket is one solid piece of rubber, and the fin is just basically a giant sail almost. And the power that you generate with a monofin it's like nothing else you've ever experienced before. It's a lot of fun. So I would say, while I use bifins to have the most fun, a monofin is the most fun I have had. See a nice straight line from Janita. We see also her moving to equalize her mask and her nose, or her middle ears. And now shifting to, as she enters into her free fall, keeping her hand on her nose and gently allowing and regulating the amount of air that goes into her mask. If she did not leave her hand on her nose like that, as she puffed out her cheeks and continued to equalize, she would find that the air would all be going into her mask.
Coming up.
Big strong pull at the bottom.
30 up. Diver with safety.
Very slow arm pulls. Janita generally has a longer dive time and focuses more on relaxation than generating a lot of power. As we've talked about a few times, this is sort of the trade-off that divers need to take into consideration. Either having a longer dive time that's more relaxed, or a shorter dive time where you are using more oxygen to keep yourself more streamlined, to generate more power. Hi, Janita. Grabbing nice and high on the line. Good clean surface protocol. You see the tag is still there. Attached to a piece of Velcro. The tag itself is the fluffy side of the Velcro, and then divers will have the rough side attached to their body somewhere. You see Janita has that attached to her neck. So that is a white card. Great way to finish off the day. Beautiful dive by Janita, beautiful dive by all the divers today. Congratulations to Mariana, Brigitte, and Jennifer. Make sure that you are following AIDA International on Instagram. All the results are going to be posted in the to the link that is on the YouTube post right now. It's tagged to the top of the chat, so if you want to take a look at the results that we've had so far from the competition and today's events and the events moving forward, you can check them out there. You can follow me at Brandon Freediver. I am posting results as well, and also posting some behind the scenes kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, follow me as well at Brandon Freediver. Big thanks once again to our event sponsors, Atmos, Double K, the Mayan Princess Resort, and the Paradise Beach Hotel. Huge support. Thank you so much for everything. Big shout out again to Roatan Freedivers for everything that you guys do. And we will see you guys tomorrow for the men's No Fins Day. Chat soon. Bye.
Double K is a manufacturer of premium diving equipment in Korea, a vibrant and creative country. At Double K, we focus on constant research to develop innovative and comfortable products to enhance the experience of diving for our customers. We take pride in our cutting-edge and stylish designs, providing a sleek yet professional look whether you're in or out of the water. From wetsuits to fins, masks to equalization tools, Double K has all the freediving accessories you will need. Fall in love with your diving with Double K.
Atmos, inspired by the ocean. Location, speed, direction, altitude, atmosphere. Mission 2 is more than a watch. It follows you wherever you go. On the journey to ageless energy. We won't fear the unknown challenges. We won't hold back our curiosity. Your pulse, your tracks, your wake, the direction and achievement in your life. Distance and breath, merging with the ocean flow, our sweat cleansed in the currents. The world gets darker as we descend deeper. But your light will shine through the depth. A variety of color options. Each Mission 2 embodies your personality.